Well, it's a season series that has produced two excellent hockey games, and we suspect nothing will change in that regard here tonight as the Edmonton Oilers can potentially clinch a playoff spot with a victory over the Colorado Avalanche tonight. Welcome to the Oilers TV live pregame show. I'm your host, Tony Barr. Thanks for joining us on this beautiful Friday morning. Grab a coffee as we tee up tonight's action. We're going to get some live pregame coverage from a couple of players just over my right shoulder here. Not sure who the players are just yet, but head coach Jay Woodcroft will be following suit, so stay tuned in just a few moments.
Hey, Zach. Here. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. I just want to start off, obviously, sad news this morning about Guy Lafleur. Just wanted to get your thoughts on passing of a legend today.
Of Guy?
Yeah, of Guy.
I mean, someone who played obviously before my time, but someone who my dad talked about all the time as just an incredible player. Never got to meet him, but just had a huge impact, obviously, on the game and part of such a storied franchise with all the cups and whatnot. So obviously sad and including Bossy as well. So sad week, I guess, in the hockey world.
I know it impacts all of us as fans, especially the ones that were fortunate enough to see him play and catch kind of the tail end of his career. Others obviously saw most of it, but how does it impact players when you hear about guys like that passing away, like legends of the game, like Bossy, like Lafleur? How does it impact you as an NHL player?
I mean, just, I guess, not just as a player, just as a person, life's short, right? I think that those memories that he created for fans, I think, last forever, though. I think that he'll be remembered for all the things that he did, right? So I think from that perspective as a player, you want to try and leave your mark on the game, and I think a guy like that and legends like Guy, they did that, and they'll always be remembered for those things. So it's sad, of course, when that happens, but I think that you tend to lean to think about the positives and the impact that they've had on the game.
Thanks, Zach.
Yeah.
Zach, what is...
Aaron.
Hey. What does Colorado bring out in your team? Like, what do you have to make sure you bring tonight, or this team can make it tough?
Yeah, I mean, well, I think it seems, you never know in the playoffs, but it seems like the road to the Cup is going to run through Colorado. So I think for us, the two games that we've played them have been really, really competitive games. And I think, they're, from a points perspective, the top team in the league, right? They got elite players, they play the right way, they play hard, and they're always a good test. So for us, we've played them, it's actually a good time in the season that we play them. We played all three of our games towards the end of the season when you're trying to ramp up and trying to get ready for the playoffs. So to play a team like that with, I think we have 6 games left, or 5 games left, even 5 games, is going to be, great for us.
They have one of the most dynamic skating and moving defensemen in the game. How aware do you need to be when he's on the ice, and how much does that factor into that need to be aware about going back towards your own and just as hard, especially when he's there?
Yeah, I mean, he's not a typical defenseman. Obviously, he's in the rush. He's jumping up on set plays, on face-off plays. So I think from the coaching staff's perspective, I think they do a really good job in highlighting kind of and showing examples of things that he can do. And then as players, you just have to recognize when those key players are on the ice, and Nate's no different from a forward perspective, but you know when you're on the ice with those guys, and you have to be extra aware of things that they may do that aren't probably typical for their position.
There's this 8 or 9 guys on this team who are at career highs or just on a point or two away from career highs, including yourself. What's at the root of that? Do you guys just feel this vibe, or is it just a rising tide lifts all boats?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, I think COVID years probably playing that too. We had a young team, so guys are being able to maximize a full season. But I think it's great for everybody. Feels good when you hit new milestones and you hit career highs. And like I said, we have a young team, and you have players who are striving to maximize their own abilities, right? And I think in turn that helps the team win, and they feel good about their game, right? So I think of late, the season's obviously gone. It's been a little bit of a roller coaster, and I think that we've started to really find our groove and started to play well. And in order to do that, you have to have players playing well, and we have that, and it's good for guys who are hitting those milestones. And you put it in your backpack, you move forward, and you just get ready for the next game.
Do you subscribe to the theory that the way you're going now on these sort of state you'll have against Colorado or Vegas or Nashville, whoever you were playing, does that stuff carry over into the playoffs? Like, does it mean more when a team's hot going in, or
No, I don't. It's a tough question. I mean, I think the playoffs are a different animal altogether, but I think it's better to be playing well going in the playoffs than the flip side, and it's better to be confident and finding your game at the right time. I mean, I think the best example is probably St. Louis a couple years ago when they won, finding their game at the right time and going to the playoffs hot. But again, the playoffs, it's different just because it's a different game. You're playing against one team. There's different matchups to go into it, but you want to be playing at your best for sure. You want to be feeling good about your game, feeling good about your team going into it. And I think right now we're really happy with where we are, and we've still got some time here to continue to build.
Hi, Zach. You mentioned how this season, in your mind, has been a bit of a roller coaster. I wonder, with the opportunity to clinch tonight, have you guys looked back at all to, December and January when things weren't going as well, and kind of being able to kind of appreciate what you've been able to do to get out of that?
Yeah, honestly, there's not much time to reflect in this schedule. We had a little break the first time in a while that we had like 3 days in between games before our last one, so that was nice. But until you get that X up on your name, there's no reflecting. So tonight will be a good test for us, it would be awesome to clinch. But again, game by game, and let's keep moving forward.
Can you pinpoint one or two things that have really changed in the last 2-3 months that have gotten you guys to being one of the better teams in the NHL versus where you guys were a few months ago?
Sure. I mean, I think, as a group, you go through ups and downs in a season. Obviously, there's a coaching change that happened and a new voice that came into the locker room. And I think that Woody and Mans and the rest of the staff have, done a really good job in coming in and implementing what they think needed to change. And I think that you saw a really good buy-in from the players. And I think even with the coaching change, we were playing really well, and then we went through a little lull, and then now we're back to playing really well. So I think just the team's bought in. I think their team's confident. I think that we're getting contributions from all areas of the team. It's not just a one-line or two-line team. You're seeing guys from who play 10 minutes a night, who play 20 minutes a night. Everybody's contributing in their own way, and I think that's what makes a really successful team. And then obviously, I think our goaltending has been rock solid. Mikko and Smitty, so they're both two guys we can rely on, and a bunch of factors, but it's all rounding out really well, and we're excited about where we are and where we're going.
A lot of guys have talked about the details in your game. Do you guys feel like the details are where they need to be heading into the playoffs, and there's some good structural changes that have been made?
Yeah, I think for sure. I mean, I think just from an even strength perspective, not allowing as many goals, I think is really important. I think, I think it's hard to score in this league if you're very detailed. It's a tough league to score, and so at this time of the year, everybody kind of clamps down. All the playoff teams are gearing up, and there's not much room out there, and it takes another step in the playoffs. And then, that includes us. Obviously, we want to, be hard to play against, be hard to score against, defend our paint. And then I think our PK has seen significant improvement over the last month or so. Cool. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
I guess we'll see what happens tonight, but you were playing with Leon today. Tell me a little bit about, your journey this season, and you seem to have become a pretty versatile player for the club.
Yeah, I think it's been a good year for myself and for the team. Kind of came in with a little bit of experience from last year, but I was looking to kind of, prove that I belong here, and I think I've done that over time, and hopefully just continue to do that.
And you referenced last year where you played late and played in the postseason. How different does it feel to have been here the whole time and gone through everything, and now the opportunity to clinch tonight?
Yeah, it feels very different now. Obviously, a lot more confident. Kind of understand what to do most of the nights and kind of my role here. So it's getting better.
When you're playing with Draisaitl, I mean, is it the old adage, just you might not think you're open, but he might see you open, so you always got to be ready? For sure. He's probably the best passer in the game, so you kind of always got to be ready for him. It's gonna be fun.
Ryan, was there a point in the season where you went from trying to be a regular to realizing, okay, I'm a regular now?
For sure. I think just over time, you kind of get that confidence that you belong, and playing enough games, you can kind of just see that you belong here. So it's been a good journey, and I'm looking forward to taking more steps here.
How much does that help, knowing that if you do make a mistake, you don't have to look over your shoulder and wondering if you're going to get sent down again?
Yeah, it's been good to have a little bit more leeway and kind of have more of a chance to make some plays and grow my game.
Thanks.
I was going to say Zach Hyman said that the season was kind of described as a roller coaster. I'm sure you feel the same way, given all the ups and downs. When you look back to December, January, do you feel a bit more appreciative that you have a chance to clinch tonight, given kind of the rough couple months that you guys went through as a team? Yeah, for sure. I think we were kind of struggling for a bit there, and we kind of we have really started to find our game, and we're really rolling now. So it's gonna be huge if we could clinch tonight or just get into the playoffs. So it's gonna be a fun little time for us here coming up. What do you think's changed the most with this team in the last 2-3 months? I think everyone's just really connected. Everyone kind of has one goal in mind. We're all really determined. We've played some really good games against some really good teams, and we've won. And I think we know how good we can be and how much of a push we can make. So I think everyone's really excited. You know Jay quite well, having played with him or for him in Bakersfield. Are there a couple things that you noticed that he's brought to this team that are reminiscent of what he was doing at Bakersfield? For sure. I think he built a great program down there, and I think he's brought a lot of the same stuff up here. Obviously, it's a little bit different, communicating to us, but it's been a lot of similar stuff, and it's been good. It's been comfortable. You had a lot of opportunities to play 11 and 7 down there with them. Are guys kind of looking to you to know how he runs that bench and kind of figure out how he's operating during the course of a game? Yeah, I mean, I think everyone's kind of played that over there some point in their career, so it's been good. I think it gives guys more opportunities to get a couple extra shifts and kind of shake the lines up if stuff isn't working. So it's been good for us so far.
One question, was there a point, say, where you played Colorado for the first time and you said to yourself, well, man, I'm on the same ice as Nate McKinnon, who skates pretty much as fast as you do? I mean, yeah, it's cool. It's obviously really cool, playing those top players in the league. It's, we also have, Connor and Lee on our team who are probably the two best in the league. So it's really fun, getting a chance to go against those, those top players and compete and just see, how good they are and what makes them so good. So it's been a lot of fun, playing against those guys, and yeah, it's good. Thank you.
Ryan, what have you learned about how to use your speed? Because obviously you're one of the faster players out there, but it doesn't automatically make you effective. How have you learned to improve your effectiveness with that speed?
Yeah, I think just a simple thing is getting on pucks quick and stuff like that. But I'm definitely still learning how to use it. There's a lot of times where I could slow down too in certain areas and pick my spots a bit better. So still definitely learning, but I think it's coming along.
What would you say about your ability to handle the puck at full speed? So what percentage do you think your hands are at full speed, and is that something you always work on? I don't know what percentage to really get you to put a number on, but yeah, I think in summers and during practice, I like to work at full speed and work on handling the puck.
it's tough when you're going that fast. Connor makes it look so easy when he's just going through everyone at top speed. So it's definitely tough, and it's definitely something I gotta continue to work on. Thanks, guys.
Maybe we can start today, just a thought on Guy Lafleur's passing and what he means to the game.
Yeah, obviously a legend, not only in the province of Quebec and the city of Montreal, but a legend who meant a lot to the National Hockey League and hockey fans all over the world. Our sympathies and condolences are not only with the Lafleur family, but all Montreal Canadiens fans around the world.
There was a way he conducted himself off the ice that seemed to resonate with everybody. That's a big part of his legacy, would you say? Absolutely, absolutely. I had the good pleasure of working with Larry Robinson for a long time, and Larry shared a bunch of stories, and I think in his own way behaved similarly to Guy, and as I said, that's a loss not only for Montreal Canadiens fans, but for the entire hockey world. Just on Ryan McLeod, you know, when you talk about what this player is capable of, his ability to play with skilled players, he's one of the guys that can be a three-facet guy, the kill, the power play, and even strength. Like, you feel like there's a lot that he still has in him that you're looking to pull out? Yes. I think he brings numerous attributes to the table. I enjoy the fact that he brings a level of enthusiasm to each day. I think he has a youthful energy about him that it rubs off on his teammates. And there's a versatility to him that allows him to move up and down the lineup and play in different capacities. So excited for him and his opportunity tonight.
Do you, like everybody else, will look at this game and say, you know, these two of the hottest teams in the league going at it late in the season, measuring stick, you know, blah, blah, blah. Do you as a coach subscribe to that? Is this something that you would circle on your calendar and say this is a nation of who we are?
Well, I see the 2 available points in front of us here tonight. That's what I see. And both teams have something to play for. The Colorado Avalanche are in the President's Trophy race, and the Edmonton Oilers are in the race to try and punch their ticket to the Stanley Cup playoffs. So that's what I see.
No Jesse Puljujarvi. Is he ill? Is he not playing tonight? What's the story?
Yeah, he just woke up ill today, so he won't be playing for us tonight.
Okay, and what do you see from Cale Makar when you have to scout a team with such a dynamic defenseman as opposed to trying to handle forwards on an opposing team?
Yeah, someone who plays half the game, somebody who touches all facets of the game. He's a threat in every situation, whether that's even strength on the power play, shorthanded. We saw a clip of him this morning getting a shorthanded breakaway versus the LA Kings not too long ago. Somebody whose skating is dimensional, and he's going to be someone that we're going to have to focus on tonight for sure.
Thank you.
Jay, I know you're very much, I know you're very much in the moment, day-to-day type of guy, but can you when you look at how far this team has come since you got here, do you have an appreciation of the fact that you do have a chance to clinch tonight, given all that you guys have kind of gone through?
You're right. I am in the moment. I don't spend a lot of time on reflecting on the last 2.5 months. What I do have an appreciation for is what we've asked our players to do, their level of buy-in, their work ethic has been meticulous, and to see them get some of the results that they've gotten over the last 2.5 months, it's something that I enjoy watching people put the work in and then get the result. So I'm happy about that, but like you said, very much in the moment.
Is there an area where you're kind of most proud of how far this team has come in? Is there 1 or 2 spots that you feel like there's been some real progress?
Yeah, I think the work back to our own end, the pride defensively, the collective team spirit that I think comes from 23 odd people putting the work in required to be successful. Those are all things that I'm proud of for our players. We'll see. It'll be a game time decision here tonight. Good. Thanks, guys.